All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 120. I got Big Earn and the Wonder here. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hope you're doing well.
All right, so we're another week down. I guess when we last talked, did we talk about the Yankees beating Boston? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I
It
think
was before the game.
Yeah, it was before
It just started.
game 3.
It just started.
Oh, that's right. So I guess first off, let's talk about Cam Schlittler, how amazing he was in his first postseason start, which ironically, fast forward basically a week, basically almost, and he's starting tonight going against the Blue Jays. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. But yeah, he pitched 8 shutout innings, 12 strikeouts, no walks. This kid was absolutely electric, right, guys? I mean, come on.
Lights out.
That was the next game after the show.
Okay. So we could go back even further.
I was gonna say pretty dramatic win. What was that?
So
Tuesday?
What was
it
the
Wednesday?
show was
it
right
Wednesday.
before game 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
when Jazz had the big game.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess we'll rewind it for a second. And the second game with the Red Sox was really tight. Jazz walked, I believed, and wound up scoring on a double from first by like literally fingertips.
Yeah.
Which then led to, fast forward now, to Cam Schlittler's amazing game. And what I thought was funny about that is, one, sending Boston packing finally for once, which we haven't done in like 20 years, basically.
Finally.
Even though it was a wild card round, it was still huge because it was.
And they were down.
Yeah.
They had 2 elimination games.
Correct. And it was a tough series. Like, Boston can play, and we saw that for those games. And, the Yankees somehow pulled it out, and it was great to see. Like, they didn't score a ton of runs, but with Cam on the mound, they didn't really need to. They got out to a quick lead. They added a couple runs. I wish they would have added a couple more runs. They did not. But 4 runs was all you needed when a guy pitches pretty much a shutout. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, we're all good there. Then I guess we go right into Toronto on Saturday, Sunday. And here's where it gets a little dicey because I kind of blame Big Earn for these Yankee losses over the weekend. We had a good thing going. I don't remember if we watched the first game together, right? I don't think we did.
No.
Because that was Tuesday. There was something that was going on. Oh, I think I was at work late or something like that. Mm-hmm. But we watched the games. We watched that one game together.
Yeah.
They won that game. That was the 4-3 game, the Wednesday game. And then Earn comes back for another day. He brings this delicious pizza for, the Village?
Mm-hmm.
Village Pizza on Tulip. It was like chicken parm pizza. It was freaking amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, then we win that game. Then Ernie falls off the face of the earth like he was his brother. Like when I call his brother, I'm like, hey, bro, I'll call you back. I don't hear from him for 3 weeks. And the Yankees got crushed on Saturday and Sunday. Like, I had a good weekend besides the Yankees losing. Like, Toronto beat the balls off the Yankees on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of runs.
Great.
And tell me what you told me earlier about our starting pitching.
Awful. Well, and then you got Vlad Guerrero Jr., where every year is going to be the year where he becomes this breakout star, and he had a decent season, I guess, but now all of a sudden he's looking like Babe Ruth in this series.
Yeah, and the funny thing with that is if you would have told me before the series, the Yankees obviously had the edge, but it was because of their starting pitching. And their starting pitching is pitching to like a 16-run ERA right now, which is absolutely bananas, if you ask me, right?
Crazy.
And don't get me wrong, the bullpen isn't doing much better either, by the way. I think they're pitching to before yesterday, they were pitching to, or during the game, they were pitching to like a 12-run ERA. They actually stepped up yesterday in a big, big way. The Yankees wound up coming back to the Bronx yesterday, and were down early. Did you watch any of that game, Wander?
I did not, but I did see
The highlights?
a little bit of the highlights. Yeah, at the gym.
Now, let me tell you something. I was non-committal about whether the Yankees were going to do good or bad, but when I was sitting watching this game, and we're down 2-0 in the first because Vladimir hits another home run, and then we chip away in the bottom of the first where we should have got more runs, but it just didn't work out. But I was happy it was 2-1, and I'm like, if you lose 2-1, you got nobody to blame for but yourself, kind of deal, right? And then the floodgates just open on Carlos Rodon.
Just like the first two games, it just went like exactly like the first two games went.
Yeah, but the only difference is, and I think it happened even earlier than the first two games, because one of those games was the first game. It was a tight game until late, and the bullpen exploded.
Correct.
So the first game wasn't so much on Heel. I think he only gave up 2 runs. That he just didn't pitch deep because he got himself into like so many different high counts and trouble. Like
He only pitched 2 2/3.
Was it? I thought it was 4, but I trust you on that. I thought it was a little bit longer, but either which way, you know, they took him out early, and then the bullpen just got rocked in game 1, and then you saw it. Fried and Rodon are 2 much reliable pitchers, stinkers. Like Rodon didn't make it out of the 3rd inning. You know what I mean?
Crazy. And Fried looked like he had nothing. I mean, I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. That's the scariest thing to me right now is how Fried looked. Because we've seen Rodon do that kind of thing, but even last year and stuff like that. Not to that extent, but you also got to give the Blue Jays credit, right? Whoever wins this division, the division series, I think is going to wind up going to the World Series. Not just because the Mariners and the Tigers aren't good. They really are. I just think these two teams are, well, one has the experience like the Yankees, and then the Blue Jays, for whatever reason, are really, really scrappy. Like, they foul balls off, they take close pitches, and they get the calls.
Yeah, and their lineup is
pretty deep.
It's a decent lineup.
Yeah.
Even with Bichette out right now, their lineup is pretty deep.
And didn't they gave the Yankees some trouble during the regular season?
Oh, yeah.
They
Just like Boston.
definitely not trouble. They beat them up.
Yeah. The big difference with the Boston as far as the Blue Jays is the Blue Jays won 4 and they swept a 4-game series in Toronto. Right. So that was the icing on the cake. I think they wind up winning 9 out of those games. But
that's what cost the Yankees a division.
Yep.
In essence,
100%. That and losing, I think, 10 games to Boston, whatever it was. Those guys handled us during the season, but that's why that Red Sox series was so important that they took care of the Red Sox, and I'm kind of hoping for a win tonight and then a win in Toronto to take care of Toronto a little bit. It sucks that you got to put so much pressure on this kid Cam. He should be built for it after last start.
Well, he definitely has shown that, right? He's shown that it's not the moment is not too big for him.
I agree with you, and I don't think it'll be too big. The only difference with this game as opposed to last game is Toronto saw Cam 2 times in a regular season. So they might be more familiar, and I think they're less swing happy. So if I was the pitching coach of the New York Yankees and I'm waiting for this game in like an hour, I'd be sitting with Cam and be like, listen, dude, you don't need to do what you did the last time. Just trust your stuff, pitch in the zone, your stuff is live, don't walk anybody. Try not to walk anybody. You're going to get yourself in trouble because these guys like to go into long counts where Boston wasn't really a factor.
I just heard a little while ago that it's going to be curious to see if he goes more with the cutter today because the Blue Jays tend to like the high heat that he's normally, especially recently, been doing so well with.
Right.
So we're gonna see if he goes more with the cutter rather than what he was doing last series with Boston.
I think Austin Wells is a big part of today's game. He's got to call a really good game. You can't just have them sitting on cutters either. Like, you got to mix them all around. To me, the most important thing, especially with him, since we saw him come up, is his wildness. Stay within the zone as much as possible. They're not going to chase as much as Boston, so it's got to be close. I'm hoping that whoever the umpire is pitcher friendly kind of deal, where like he's going to get some calls, because Rodon yesterday didn't get certain calls that I think frustrated him, and I don't want to say it causes implosion, but it could have been like
with a guy like Rodon, I think it definitely does.
Yeah.
He's just obviously can be a mental case on the mound.
Right. So I don't want to see him get into too much trouble. Plus, the Blue Jays are having a bullpen game today. And yeah, the guy that served up the home run to Judge yesterday is starting the game. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so you're gonna get to go right back at this guy again and see what he's about. So if you could, I don't need you to score 7 runs in the first inning, but put up a 2 or
Would
3
be
spot.
nice.
No, of course it'd be nice. I'd be doing a dance, cartwheels outside or whatever. But just don't look how you looked in the beginning of yesterday's game or these other games, and come out hitting. You've gotten to these guys' bullpen the last 2 games. Do what you got to do with this guy and whoever comes after him and get it done.
Yeah, let's have Shitler get through the lineup 1-2 times without any major damage, and hopefully the Yankees put a couple on the board and take it from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think the one person I'm really thinking that's going to get hot now on the Yankees is Trent Grisham. After yesterday's performance, I mean, it was a complete team performance. Like, I was happy for Jazz and all these guys doing these things, but I really think Grisham with the double after the catcher's interference, which I don't understand, by the way.
I was going to bring that up.
Please do.
That might have been the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and you could clearly see it on the replay that it hits his glove. So why didn't they call a catcher's interference? And then someone was saying, I heard it on I think it was on the radio this morning, I can't remember, but they were saying, like, there's got to be intent there. Like, isn't there always intent with something like that?
I would beg to differ. I don't think that they're ever intentionally trying to do interference. It just happens because the guy goes too far into the plate with his glove.
That's kind of basically my point as well, because I'm like, there shouldn't have to be intent. Like, it's just reactionary.
Interference.
Yeah, it's just interference, exactly. So I'm like, what were you really looking at? And I get why Boone did it at the time, because we were losing, but we got lucky yesterday that we didn't need a challenge at the end of the game. We lost
But
2
we
challenges.
did. There was a play that I don't think that they.
You're talking about the double with Austin Wells? Or steal or something like that?
I forget which play it was, but I remember they said that they couldn't challenge it because they were out of challenges.
I think it was that one. It was the Austin Wells' double. That scored another run, but then he got out at second. They couldn't challenge it. And they showed the replay, and
Right.
it kind of looked safe. But
Right.
that was the one that you'd want to challenge later in the game. He burned those 2 challenges in the first 3 innings. I get it. You're down 6-1. You got to do something. But
But they were both good challenges.
yeah, but what I'm saying, I guess, is like,
Like there was no way he thought he was losing that second challenge.
agreed. But he did, right? So, like, to me, it's catch-22. Like, it wound up making that a full count. And then I think on the next pitch, he got the double, correct? I think that's what that was.
It was the interference, I think 1 pitch, and
Right.
then he got the double.
Right. So it didn't wind up hurting them in the long game scheme, but
No,
like you
no.
said, it could have
Right.
if it was a different kind of, like, even a closer game where 2 outs, you would have had Austin Wells on second. You never know what's happening. But to me, I think overall Boone did a good job, and you're not wrong. He should have won one, if not both, those challenges. But losing them both, like, you almost got to understand, like, if he didn't do the first one and then he did the catcher's interference and he still had one in his pocket, fine. But, like, tonight you can't do something like that unless you're like up big.
There's no way with that second one you're not challenging it because you see the replay, you see he hits the bat, so no one in their right mind is saying, "Oh, hold it in the pocket," because there's a chance they might not call it.
That's a good point. I can't argue that. What about you, Wanda? Can you argue that?
Nope.
Yep, got it. What else? Bullpen I think it was 6 1/3 or 2/3 of shutout baseball after that. Allowed us to get back into this game, which was very impressive. I think maybe Boone is starting to learn that he could kind of trust Tim Hill a little bit. You know what I mean? And now there's no Nestor Cortez to throw out there to give up a grand slam. Maybe like you use him as part of your arsenal. Like I can't see today's game like you going to Luke Weaver, which I'll be honest with you, I don't know. This is the first time I didn't really look at their full roster of pitchers, so I don't know who's exactly else is out there. But there's a couple guys.
He didn't get used yesterday, so I mean,
Right.
You got to think that he's definitely one of the options has to be one of the options for today.
I think they're gonna almost go with the same script they went with yesterday, as long as Schlittler can give them some length.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Maybe Schlittler does the same thing he did in Boston, and it's a non-conversation.
I mean, if that is this guy's gonna be.
Ben Darrell comes in for the 9th inning, and we're good to go. That's it.
This guy's gonna be crazy. I don't know if you saw it, Wander, but I'm gonna ask you both anyway. After Aaron Judge hits a home run, did you see what he did in the dugout?
When he looked at the camera, and then he turned away, and then he looked back again.
No, not that. When he was jumping up and down and like, yeah, of course that. But I just want to make sure. You saw it. But did you happen to see that, dude? I don't think I've ever seen him do something like that.
I know. That thought popped in my head right away. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I was like,
he's jacked up.
And did you happen to see like any of the post game at all?
No.
Oh, so I didn't see it last night because it was like not late, but like when you wake up early a lot.
Yeah, it was late enough.
It was late enough just to be like, okay, they won. I'll whatever.
Right.
So I get into work and I watched the post game and he was talking about it and he was his comments were kind of really smooth about that whole thing. You know what I mean? And he didn't mention anything from what I remember about that look in the dugout. But what he did say is they asked him how the pitch was and how were you able to keep it fair. It must be one of the dumbest questions on how'd you keep it fair. I don't know, guy. I hit the ball. It goes far. You know what I mean? Like you think he wanted to hit off?
It hit the pole and went the right way.
Right, exactly. He got lucky that he hit that pitch. By the way, first off, that pitch was 99.7 miles an hour, up and in on him. If you slowed down that swing, he hit the ball. Like, where you see the bat and like it's a two-tone color bat. So like the barrel part and then you have the handle part. He hit it right at that spot where it splits.
Wow.
So, and then to make it even more impressive, it hits like the middle of the foul pole, like all the way up at like, what is it? Like, I don't know how long the foul pole is. Let's say 40 feet up in the air. Amazing, like hand-eye, swing coordination, whatever you want to call it. And just to hit it that far, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he even said, he's like, maybe the ghosts in Monument Park help keep it fair. Whatever you say, dude, like, there couldn't have been a bigger moment. Except for what he said. He said his biggest home run was his first in the major leagues, which, I could agree with. You get up there, you never know how many you're going to hit or whatever, if any. Some guys go their whole career and don't hit any. So I get it. But you could tell he was extremely
And depending
happy.
how the rest of the series goes, will dictate how big of a home run that actually was.
You are 100% correct, sir. And I hope we're lucky enough to see him do it at least again tonight and again in Toronto and just wipe the floor with these guys. Like they just get, like, all the nerves just got lifted from them and they just crushed the baseball these next 2 days. And, we could feel, some kind of joy this weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So So it's safe to say you're pretty excited for the game.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm pumped. I was
So if they win tonight, Game 5 will be when?
Friday, and it'll probably be at the same time. I think it's at 7:00. Unless these other teams are all playing, then they might have 8:00.
Well, no, they're definitely going to be right because Detroit won today, so they're going to Game 5.
That'll be Friday.
And I heard their Game 5 is at like 4:45. So
Yeah, so probably the same time. And did the Dodgers play today too, right?
no,
They're off today. They play tomorrow.
I believe so.
Okay, because the Cubs are on right now, so it make me think that they would play after these guys.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. This is all good stuff. And you never know what's good. Yeah, the Dodgers play, today's Wednesday, right? They play at 9:08. So they're the only one, them and Milwaukee can sweep today. It looks like as of right now, the Cubs are winning in the top of the fourth, 4-1. So we'll see how that winds up playing out. But yeah, I mean, let's hope they all go because I guess
Oh yeah, these 2 series will go tomorrow again if they need it.
Yes. And then Friday is just the AL. And then Saturday is just the NL. And then Sunday starts the ALCS. Hopefully we're watching Sunday baseball. That'd be nice. Have you watched any other highlights on any of these games? Can you believe like Philly is down 0-2?
No, I mean, I feel like it's like their calling card as of late.
And basically whatever every Met fan has been rooting for, which I don't know how you can root for the Dodgers, but whatever.
Oh, my fans are crazy.
And yeah, no, that what was I gonna say? I haven't really
Our boy
seen much.
Talion or whatever. What the hell was his name?
Tyone.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good today.
Good. What were you saying, Wander?
No, I haven't really seen much of the playoffs.
That's terrible. What have you been doing?
I mean, the Yankee games weren't very,
Right.
weren't very really. I mean, the first 2.
Yeah, you got a good point there. And that was
watched
over the
a little
weekend.
bit, but and then I think I was watching Dodgers Phillies maybe 2 days ago. Luzardo was pitching.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, I think.
I mean, he was pitch. I guess he pitched pretty good, but it wasn't enough.
No, see, Philly's problem is their big bats,
I've done nothing.
nothing. Harper, Schwarber,
I
and
did
somebody
see-
else.
I
Who's
did
the
see
third
Harper-
guy?
I did see Harper go down.
JT Realmuto, maybe? Or is it,
Is it Trey Turner?
oh, it might be Trey Turner. But there was 3 guys in particular that are like 0 for everything. And they're just not doing anything. Or have like 2
Under
combined hits.
100 or something.
Yeah, they got like 2 combined hits and like, 10 plate appearances, 15 plate appearances, whatever those 3 guys would have, if not more. I'm sure because it's just the 2 games. But a couple of these teams for the postseason, they never really get past the ALDS, and Philly's kind of one of those teams, except for
Seems that way.
years ago when they made it to the World Series. But the Dodgers still look like I don't know. Were they just messing around all year and then all of a sudden they get in the playoffs and they just start smoking people? Like, I don't get it. And Milwaukee looks tough too, because the Cubs are no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so it's not Realmuto because he's batting 375.
Okay.
It's Harper, Turner, and Schwarber. Schwarber hasn't gotten a hit.
Wow.
Quintana was starting for the Brewers, I guess. So right back in the playoffs with his new team.
I'm sure you guys like seeing that, right?
I don't mind.
No, I know you don't. You're not one of those people anyway. That's more for Shady, but So he was a ball buster, by the way, nonetheless, the other day. I think it was yesterday when we were losing 6-1. He was asking for Steve Kelly if he was on the text chain, and he's like, I'll hang up and listen. I'm like, oh, enough with this.
Just like he hung up and didn't listen or respond to all during the Mets series.
Right. I know. He's a one of a kind guy anyway, so he'll chirp. And you know what's funny? He always tells me he doesn't do that with the Yankees and then I side texted him. I'm like, yo, you better cut this shit out right now, dude. He's like, oh, that's really just more for Steve Kelly. I'm like, cut it out. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to, because I read all these texts, so I'm seeing it. I'm like, this mother effer right now is driving me up the freaking wall, you know? But, you know, what are you going to do with him? It's great every once in a while for them to say stuff funny. And then right after Amish sent the meme of the broom,
Yeah.
that's when we started our comeback.
Yeah.
So I hope he does that tonight, but I hope it's like, I hope we're not down that much at the very least, or I really hope that we'll just be winning the whole entire game for once, you know what I mean? But, yeah.
Isn't Amish a Yankees fan?
Amish is a different fan every day, you know what I mean? Like,
I do remember the picture of all decked out in the all Mets gear
yeah, like, you know, like,
on the train.
yeah, and then he was at City Field in Mets that same day. Mets took in the Mets gear and took a picture when I guess I don't know they had the lights going or whatever stuff they do over there. But yeah, he's all over the place with that as well. Matter of fact, he was rooting for the Yankees yesterday, even when he sent that. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he's like, you know, just riling people up because I think Shady said something, and then he sent that, and then that was it. And then like a hour later, he's like, "Oh, I'm betting on the Yankees." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "And the Mariners, and the Mariners wound up winning yesterday." So I guess he won his parlay. I made a couple bucks.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Football. I don't really have any. Anyone else have anything with baseball right now?
No, that's fingers crossed that Schlittler does what he did last week and we win this game, and we'll see what happens on Friday. Let it all run on Friday.
Yep.
One day at a time.
Are you gonna be like Boomer? One pitch, one inning, one day at a time. You know, or one game at a time. Sorry. But yeah, game starts in 32 minutes. Whew. My heart rate's already going. I can't take this. Yesterday I couldn't take it either. But anyway, let's talk about football for a little bit because we haven't really talked about much about them the last couple of weeks because the baseball season's still going. But did you? The Dallas Jet game. So I freaking knew they were gonna lose. I'm just glad they lost the way they lost. Pickens had a great game. Javonte Williams had a great game. Speaking of fantasy-wise, obviously, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, thank you to the good old Jets.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys actually, they played the Jets, but they're starting to look better, I think.
Oh, you
Thank
went?
God.
You went to the game, right?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
nice.
I went to the game.
How was the atmosphere there?
First and last time.
Really?
This was the first football game that I've ever been to live.
Wow, really?
I went maybe 25 years ago to a preseason game at the old Meadowlands years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but
Wait, what? You haven't been to a football game
no.
in a long time? Really?
First real football game I've ever been to.
Wow.
Wow. That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Very.
Nope. Much rather watch it at the bar.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah. Why'd you say that?
It's just too much, too long of a day.
Did you drive there?
No.
Train.
Took a bus.
Oh, a bus. Oh, like, what is it?
Mulcahy's.
Thank you. I knew it. Oh, so you must have went with Paulie.
Yeah.
100%.
So it was, that's, I guess, you know, when you get there and you see the parking lot the way it is, to me, that's what these people, especially like the ones that have season tickets and go every week, that's what they're going for. They're going for the tailgating and the barbecuing and that, because
Yeah, that's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
to watch a football game live is not very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it almost also depends like where you're watching it from. Like if you have really good seats, you know,
Right.
and what you don't see, and I get it, is when you're at a game as opposed to being at the bar you're like, you know, whatever, cozy, watching either one game or a bunch of games.
Multiple games.
Right. Also, you don't have the commercial breaks. Like when you're at the real game, you feel the commercial breaks because you're just sitting around waiting for
a lot of stops.
Yeah, a lot of stops, and you don't see that on TV because you're either watching the commercial like, oh, this game is on timeout, I'm gonna go look at this game. So like, if you're not doing that at the game, then I guess you're right. But to me,
it's kind of challenging to focus too, like with everything that's going on around you.
Yeah, and it. First of all, MetLife Stadium is
shit. Go ahead, say it.
It's much worse than Yankee Stadium as far as it just being like a block of concrete. The seats are tight as shit. Like you're literally sitting on top of the people next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the bus ride was, I guess, fun. You know, you're drinking at 9 in the morning, and then you're drinking until 8 o'clock at night, and it's like just a long day. You know, it's
Right.
It's a long one.
And the ride was what, like at least 2 hours, right? Not going there, but probably coming home, right?
Coming home was 2 hours.
Yeah.
We did it in 2 hours.
And then going there was like probably like an hour, right?
Much less.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's not
I
bad,
mean,
though,
it was
for
a
way back.
beautiful day out. It was actually hot. Thank God, because we had tickets in the end zone. The tickets that we had were in the end zone, but it was in the end zone that was shaded. Because the other end zone, the sun was blaring on it the whole game.
Oh, so they would have been dying.
So,
I've been to
thank-
one of those games
thank
last
God.
year.
Thank God.
Yeah,
It was
thank
a
God.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, he sat on the right side. That's great. I kind of agree with you most of that. Like I actually rather spend more money to go to an away Jet game than ever go to MetLife again.
And it's probably cheaper or right around the same price. And yeah, and
Well, for the game aspect, yes, it's probably even cheaper depending on where you go. I was just talking about I'd rather spend like I'll pay for a hotel, a flight, and go somewhere where like either you take an Uber and you find a tailgate, or you go with the tailgater guys that do that
they
stuff.
just do. The atmosphere is much nicer. Like I know Paul and Steve are going this weekend to Carolina to see the Cowboy game.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So-
with against the Panthers?
Yeah, and I'm
Oh, that's
sure
dope.
that's going to be so much nicer. you know.
Oh, and it's gonna be so gorgeous there. It's probably like 70 degrees. You might even be sweating if you're in the wrong end zone.
Yeah, I mean we we really couldn't complain about the day. It was like a freaking summer day, you know. So that was nice, but you know, whatever. It was fun to do once.
Well, I'm glad you got to experience once.
I don't know that I'm running to the door to ever do it again. You know.
I concur with you. Like I said, I don't want to go. The only way you're getting me to go to MetLife is they got to make everything pretty much free for me. Free tickets, free parking, free food, like, you know, and even free drinks. Like I went there, I think last year, and we wound up taking the train. Like we took an Uber to the Jet game, or like a car service, let's say, because it wasn't really an Uber. And we got there in 45 minutes, but that's because you go so early to tailgate and do whatever, that the ride there isn't the problem.
Right.
It's the ride back.
Yeah.
So then we decided to take the train. And let me tell you this, I'd rather be sitting in traffic until I die. I will never take a train out of MetLife or to MetLife ever again. You got to get on like 3 different trains. It took us like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on with this nonsense?
And it was only because it was a 1 o'clock game, or else I definitely wouldn't have done
Right,
it.
no, because you would have got back at like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. You know what I mean? Well,
But the Cowboys are looking better. I mean, their offense is looking great. Dak Prescott's having an amazing season.
so far, yes, he is. And he's one of his top
Williams
receivers.
is looking great. Right, CD's not there. Even this week, I mean, no Lamb, no Turpin either. And they look very good.
Well, they have another wide receiver. What was his name? Do you remember his name? I can't remember his name, but he stepped up big time because Turpin, I guess when he went,
Tolbert.
was a rookie, I think. Or something.
Yeah.
Is it Flournoy or something like that?
Yeah, Florin or whatever.
Florinide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had a monster game. He had like what was it, 145 yards?
Yeah. So they're okay. I think as long as Dak's not banged up and is like the accuracy completion game, they'll be okay because they always seem to have like guys that could just step up wide receiver wise.
They just need to get the defense buckled down. And
Yeah.
now some of these things you're seeing floating around online.
Well, what are we saying?
That Jerry Jones is saying that they're looking to maybe make some trades. There's a couple of big name defensive guys potentially available out there. Anderson on the Bengals. Maybe Crosby on the Raiders.
Oh, really? He's on the block?
I don't know.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I guess it depends on where these teams see themselves and contract situations. Who knows?
Exciting then, because to be honest with you, like the last I think 2 games, and I know they played the Jets one. I don't remember who they played before that. It escapes me right now.
The Packers when they tied.
Was it the Packers when they tied? So that was their 3rd game. Maybe, but maybe
because they were one.
What was the question?
They were 1 and 2.
Pay attention. It's over already. The
They
question.
were 1 and 2, and then they went to 1, 2 and 1, and now they're 2, 2 and 1.
Okay, so whatever. But like their defense looked better this week, I guess I should say. I know it's the Jets, but like the Jets actually have some offensive weapons too. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
they only gave up 3 points in the first half.
yeah. Well, that could have been because of the Jets too. But
Well.
either which way. Speaking of trades, did you see who just got traded to the Bengals?
Oh, Joe Flacco.
Good old Joe Flacco, Grandpa.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of excited of that. He's our modern day, even though he's not that old. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's by the time he's done, he's gonna be on 10 teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was it with you during the Yankee game when we showed the commercial? That wacky commercial. I don't even remember what it was for with the guy Josh Johnson.
Oh yeah, how he's been on the most teams. Or
Yeah.
14 teams.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, it was here for sure. We were watching it, and we saw that thing like 5 times. By the way. But yeah, I kind of like that. Because Jake Browning is god awful. He's the worst quarterback in the league, and I don't know. Like, what I don't understand is, I understand why you would go for Joe Flacco. He's not much better than Jake Browning, but he's still better, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm wondering in my head is, I guess the Giants wanted too much for Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? Right? It doesn't make sense. He's a 3rd string. Why don't you pluck him? Because at least he's going to throw the ball all over the place. He's going to give you 5 interceptions, but he's also going to give you 3 or 4 touchdowns.
But they had Winston already, so that might have played something to do with it.
Maybe. And then what about Kirk Cousins? I think he'd be better suited than Joe Flacco. He's a little younger at the very least.
I'm assuming Kirk Cousins would have cost a lot more than
But
Flacco.
not if you ate the contract, because that's money off the books for the Falcons, which is why, like, they gave up a 5th round.
The Bengals, I don't think with all those contracts that they had to pay and the fact that they're not paying Hendrickson yet, they can't go and eat this monster contract for
Good point.
Guy who's a backup quarterback.
Good point. I like that. It's a good response. Okay,
That's
so
not sending a good message to your fan base.
right. So yeah, Joe Flacco. I guess here.
Especially if they have intentions on trading Hendrickson now.
Right. Well,
We'll be happy to have you on the Cowboys.
you need all the defensive guys you could get. Trust me. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm excited for Joe Flacco because in the games that he starts, he throws to the running back 8.5 times a game. So I have Chase Brown, and he's been doing doo-doo.
Yeah, as do I. And please, I don't even.
And he was my keeper, and everyone in the beginning of the year was all about him. And I get it because you had Joe Burrow, but the minute he went down, you're lucky if you get 10 points from him. And it's not all his fault either. It's their offensive line is always terrible anyway. But if Joe Flacco could just figure out how to throw it to him even 7 times, at least he's got some better value now. And maybe he could score a touchdown here and there every once in a while. Because he doesn't have, I don't think he has a touchdown yet in the season. and we're week 6 right now.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. And he single-handedly, him, Brian Thomas, and Mike Evans are killing my team right now. And I was all pumped about how I got all these good wide receivers, and you're thinking like this might be Mike Evans last year, so he's gonna go out with a bang, and he was supposed to be good, and he's hurt at least another 2 weeks, I think. You know, so I'm thin. And then the only good thing is Brian Thomas is starting to like get some momentum, but like he needs to get momentum this week. You know, like he needs to score a touchdown because he doesn't have one yet. And I was watching that Kansas City game against Jacksonville. Did you see what a crazy game that was?
I didn't get to see it, but I saw the replay of that last play where. And Jacksonville's 4-1.
3-0 at home.
Wow.
And they're at home this week. I forget.
That was a 1 o'clock game.
Monday night game.
Oh, Monday night.
They're playing Seattle at home this week at probably like 1 o'clock. So did you see that last play or that last like sequence of plays for the Monday night game?
No, but is this where Lawrence scored a touchdown? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
fell down, got up.
Fell down again. So I've never seen that. Like I've seen quarterbacks fall down, and they normally do one of two things. Either
Good thing it's not college.
right, either stay down because the line collapses and that they just cover the ball, or they try to get up and scramble, but they automatically get knocked back down anyway.
Yeah.
But this guy trips over the center or the guard's foot, falls down, gets like halfway up, falls down again, gets up.
And the whole left side of the field was wide open.
Yeah, he's not wrong. The whole left side of the field's open besides these two Kansas City guys that also happened to fall, and they just miss his legs, because if those two guys would have grabbed a leg each or whatever or tripped them up, the game would have been over, because there was like 7 seconds left or something like that. The game would have been over. Instead, he breaks, I guess if you want to call it a tackle, and dives for the end zone and scores a touchdown. And the only reason why that was possible is because the play or two before that, they called a pass interference call on Kansas City, which was rightfully so, because the guy's back was to the quarterback and just like lunged at the guy.
Yeah.
But that series of events cost me $800.
That's unfortunate.
Right, because I'm on one pool that we would have won. We had 8-4 for the final. If the Chiefs would have just held it there, I would have won $500 there. I think you would have too, as a matter of fact.
Oh, great.
Right, because I don't remember which one of those Ian pools we're in, but it was one of his.
Great.
So 500 there, and then I do it's part of the fantasy. I don't know if you guys know the Sleeper app. It's a really cool app, but in the app they also got other things you could do in there. So they do a pick'em pool with the spreads, and the spreads lock on Tuesday. You pick your teams, and then whoever wins the most, you could decide if you want to pay $5 or $10. So we normally do $10 a week for every guy, and there's like 16 of us. Some of the guys are from my fantasy league, and then other guys are like friends or whatever. And you pick, and then whoever has the most wins with the spread gets the pot. So going into Monday night, it's me and this other guy. Like, let's just say Wander, for example, because I don't even know who this guy is. He has 8. I have 8. We're tied. He has Jacksonville. I have Kansas City.
Wow.
And this week, instead of it being $10, it was $20.
Oh, boy.
So it was even worse. It was a bigger jackpot. And I lost it by one stupid game. And there was a lot of upsets this week.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot, but like there were a couple, right?
I got knocked out of my survivor pool because I took Buffalo.
Same.
Fucking shit.
I always pick like the huge upsets in Survivor. It's crazy.
It's unreal. And like, I don't know.
I
very easily taken Dallas, and I didn't because I'm like.
I didn't take Dallas because if I took Dallas, the Jets were going to screw me. I didn't want to take the Bills because I wanted to save them because I used some of the. Thank
Good
God.
thing you saved them.
Right. Well, not really, because then I chose, instead of choosing the Colts, which was my not really first choice, but it was a coin flip, like Colts or the Cardinals against who'd they play against? Oh, the Titans, the shitty Titans.
They lost.
And they lost.
Yes.
And you not only did they lose, another bonehead play.
The guy dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line.
Yeah, DeMarcado. He
How
literally.
many times does that have to happen
Right.
before these guys fucking...
Like, can't you just realize, get in the end zone, then you could do whatever you want with the ball. You want to kick it through the uprights, you want to throw it to a fan, I don't care. You want to spin it, do whatever. He literally released it, and boom, they wind up, instead of it being, I forget what it was. Oh, they lost 22-21. So the game would have been 28-22, or not even, because the Titans scored, like, at the end of the game anyway, you know? And it drove me nuts, you know? So, I don't know. And then you had I don't know if it was an upset, the Broncos against the Eagles, but the Broncos came all the way over here and, you know, beat a tough Eagles team.
The Broncos have been playing well this year, so, I mean, I don't think it was a huge surprise. And I just don't think the Eagles have been that great.
No, they have no passing game right now because they just want to run the ball all the time. But I got news for the Eagles. This week, they're going to have to pass the ball because it looks like Saquon Barkley is, like, questionable. I'm not saying he's not going to play, but I can't see them abusing him like they've been, just constantly running.
He's a little banged up.
Yeah, so he's questionable. He came up questionable earlier in the week.
Yeah, everybody's questionable to start the week.
I guess that was kind of surprising, right? Them losing.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, they were at home, and you know they were 4-0. So like, I'm always wary of the West Coast teams coming east and vice versa. So Denver was behind the 8 ball, but they played a pretty good game and they won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess that's somewhat surprising.
Low scoring.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of
Knicks has
defense,
been up and down, but Denver's pretty good, and I think their defense has been playing.
No, their defense, if you're watching them, is really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess what was really surprising was the Texans beating the balls off the Ravens.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
I didn't see that coming.
I looked up. I forget when it was. It was like probably like the third quarter because I think it was a 1 o'clock game. And
this year, the closest thing to being a Jet fan is being a Ravens fan.
right. You could tell without Lamar Jackson, and even before he went out, they were losing.
Yeah.
But without him, they're nobody because the Texans just romped them. I looked up. I'm like, 44-10. I'm like, when did this happen? It was crazy. So I guess that's another one too. Buccaneers Seahawks. That was a good game, but I wouldn't call it an upset.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's having a really good year.
Yeah, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, so am I. And, you know, just another thing to make the Browns look more moronic.
Right. I guess I was surprised the Chargers.
Oh, that's a funny thing that I saw too. Speaking of Mayfield, they said that. Frick, now I'm going to forget the years. I think it was something like of the years 2015 to 2020, something like that. Every starting quarterback for the University of Oklahoma is starting in the NFL right now. It was Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. I guess the last one was
Tua.
Gabriel for the Browns.
Yeah, and isn't Tua one of them?
No, he's Alabama.
No, Tua's Alabama.
Hurts played for both.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the caveat.
Okay. Because I knew they were teammates. That's why I was like,
yeah,
oh.
and then Hurts went to Oklahoma.
Okay. Oh well, that's it for football right now. Steady rocking and rolling. Did you lose again in fantasy this week?
Yep.
Hey, Mr. A- or A+, what was it? A. Mr. A on the grade sheet.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm 4-1, no big deal. Just just knocked off a team that was 4-0, no big deal. He did, however, really had like guys on the bye, but whatever. A win's a win in my book.
So what place are you in?
I think I'm in second maybe now. I don't know how many points I have. I haven't checked because you know how it takes a day or two to like clear everything or whatever. But anyway, I'm done with that. Let's go Jets this week, even though they're playing at 9:30 in the morning. I'm not waking up at 9:30 to see the Jets lose. They're playing the Broncos.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I'll wake up at 10:30. I'll turn it on and be like, oh, ready losing, great. Matter of fact, I hope Bo Nix does what Dak Prescott did last week because he's my fantasy quarterback. I need a big game from him. Drop the Jets on their ass in London and let's keep it moving. Have you guys watched any shows this last week or so?
No, I haven't watched anything.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Right now, I'm like, I get home from work and I'm just so damn shot. I feel like I'm just like eating dinner and doing some stuff on the computer and just going to bed. It's
Really?
like, oh.
That's rough. I thought you were gonna tell me you just lay down and just stare at the ceiling for 3 hours.
No.
Did you finish Terminal List?
No. I'm telling you, I haven't watched anything, man.
Shame.
Good?
I liked it. Yeah, it was really. I thought it was really good.
Did you start Black Rabbit?
Yes, I started Black Rabbit. Only 2 episodes in though. Only 2 episodes in. Because the baseball games have been on, the football game.
Yeah.
So like,
tough time. Right?
Yeah, it's only tough because like.
And what do you think
invested.
of the first 2 episodes?
I like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't think it's as Ozark-esque, at least not yet. It's similar, but I think the story's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard other people online comparing it to Ozark, where
To me, it's a different. Do you saw the whole thing though? You binged
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
So you tell me more. Is it close to
I
Ozark?
didn't think it was Ozark because Ozark there was a ton of different people that were major players in the show, whereas in this one, that's not the case.
And I feel like in this one, he plays more of like a loser, like degenerate gambler, whereas he's a lawyer in that one, laundering money.
Right.
Like, and I get it, it's drug money, but I guess the only difference is like there's money involved and like betting and like he's just like doing illegal
Right,
stuff.
I mean, he's just great at
Yeah, he's good. He's really good at playing as an actor, playing these roles. But like I said, I'll probably be done with it this week if I had to guess. You know what I mean? So like, we'll swing back on that next week to talk about like front to end. And do you have no? You have the Fire Stick, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can watch it then.
Yeah, I watched. I think I might be on the 3rd episode. Yeah, I like it. The first one didn't really grab me, but I'm definitely getting into it more.
I agree with that too. The first one was like,
But it definitely picks up after that. I think I think I gotta be on the 3rd episode.
And there's 8 or 10 episodes.
8.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be done with
Yeah,
this.
it's I'm definitely digging it.
And it's a very relatable storyline in the sense that it's something that probably goes on every day
right
in real life.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, I think like Ernie had mentioned, Bateman's great in it. I think Jude Law is good too.
Yeah.
I like the deaf
Mobster,
yeah,
basically.
bookie, whatever you want to call it. He's awesome.
He's good
Yeah.
too. I don't know that I recognize him from anything else, but
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
He's not the Irish guy in Mobland, right? That they were going against.
No.
Are you sure? With just a beard and long hair? Because that's what when I look at people and I can't tell who they are, I go for the eyes, nose area, and try to pull
I
out.
can see the similarity, but I don't think so.
Well, we're gonna have to check on that later or something like that just to see, because that's what I thought the guy was, just all bummed out or whatever. But you know the guy I'm talking about, right? That Tom Hardy went against. Okay. What did I watched something? Oh,
Pierce Brosnan's nemesis.
yes,
Right.
yes. I started Peacemaker.
Nice.
I'm on episode 5 right now. Like I started this week. So far, it's great. Like the first episode took a little bit, but then I saw where they started to go, and now it's like just building and building and building.
Yeah.
I'm right at the beginning of episode 5, so I think that has 10 episodes, right? Or is that also 8?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, I'm current with that. New season's great. The show's great. It's just well done. The writing's good.
Yeah, I'll give James Gunn a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He can really write.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like really
You
write.
can tell, he's very, that he takes that very serious.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? So I'm current with that. I'm current with Task. Task is really good. Definitely check that one out. And I think that's pretty much it. I heard that. I mean, I did see that there's some new show on Netflix called like Steve or something.
Okay.
It's supposed to be good. I haven't seen it.
Well, you'll report back to us on that when you get a chance.
You got it.
Anything else, fellas? I want to wrap
Did you
this
watch
up.
anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I got because I've been watching this baseball and football
And
nonsense.
you want to get to it right now?
Yeah, we got 4 minutes and counting before this game starts that I want to watch. But I that's all I watched. I was just really excited to talk to you about Peacemaker because it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Any music for you?
Yeah, we have one selection as usual. This week we are going to go with West Side Gun with The Heels Have Eyes 2. That's the pick for this week.
Excellent. Well, folks, that does it for us. We're about to go watch this game. Go Yankees, go Jets, go Cowboys. And really, the most important, let's go Yankees.
Let's
all right?
go Yankees.
All right.
Enjoy the games.
Later, folks.